Hi guys, today I'm going to be playing with the not too shabby picnic cows stamp and die set. This is the stamp and die of the month for the month of August. Aren't these little guys just so stinking cute? I'm going to just start off by just stamping out a few of those. I am going to be doing a couple of videos this month, so I have no idea what they're going to look like yet, but let's do like we always do and let's go ahead and wing it. I am, like I said, going to go ahead and start off by stamping out a few of these little guys. These guys are just so stinking cute. So next I'm going to grab out some markers and just color these guys up. Okay, so I'm going to start off coloring my cute little cow. And I think I want to have this little bottle. He's got a little bottle off the side to go along with his hot dog. I'm going to have that as mustard. Now, I don't usually eat mustard on my hot dogs or hamburgers, but that's okay. I figure this will give it a little bit, I don't know, a different kind of color, a bit brighter than just the red. I usually do a lot of red, and I did want red on that other card where I did the watermelons, so I'm going to just use this one. So I'm using CT4 on the outer edge, and then coming in with a little bit of CT3. So lighten it up just a little bit. This is going to give it kind of a rounded shape, and then CT2 is going to be my lightest. Okay, so that looks kind of good. Need to go back into the lid as well and do kind of the same thing. Okay, but of course we've also got that line of mustard on the hot dog, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. I don't know that I've got a marker in here that actually matches any of them. Let me try the RB family. This one is RB1. It's a little bit pinkish. Let me try RB2. Maybe we'll have it cooked a little bit more. I think I'm going to use a combination of those two. So I'm going to take this around just to like the ends. Just kind of tapping it on, because this is very tiny bit there. And then I come back in with the RB1. Kind of do the same thing. Kind of blend it out on the end, and then just kind of tap where there is space around the mustard. And having to lean back a little bit so that I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so that looks okay. So I'll start off with MB1 and add a layer of color over my entire cow. And using the chisel nib definitely speeds up coloring time, especially when you've got a big area to do. Okay, and then when I get to the edges, because I'm going to be die cutting this little guy out, I come back in with my bullet nib so I can make sure I get those edges well. Don't want them going outside the lines, and I also don't want them to have white showing on the edges either. And I'll come back in with my MB4. That's going to be for the spots and the little hair up at the top, and his little hooves, and the inside of his nose. Oh, and I just realized that I missed his other hand, or hoof, or whatever, the arm part of his hood. And I do have to use that chisel. I think this one is going to have to be refilled soon. Okay, now I'm coming back in with the MB3, because I do have a lot of them that are a bit dry, and I really don't know which ones are. Mostly because I don't do as much coloring as I have in the past, but I am starting to pick this back up again. Okay, adding a shadow behind my hot dog, adding some shadow to the sides of his head to give it a little bit of a rounded look, and the same thing with his ears and his arms. Just all the things. Also underneath that hot dog. Then coming back in with the MB1 to blend those out. Okay, I'm going to come back in another time with that MB3 again because I want to darken it up a little bit more. And just do as much as you want until you get the look that you're looking for. And besides, it's just paper, so you can always start over again if you don't have the look that you want. I do keep going back over my main area too, and that's because I want the colors to pretty much all blend together. I don't want to be kind of splotchy where the lightest is, and you can do that if you don't get enough down the first time. Okay, so that looks kind of cute. Now I need to do his hot dog, and for that, and it is a different color of brown. It does keep that brightness right in the center. And I can always go back over it with another brown if I want. And I think I do. I'm going to go over it with the MB1, and that's going to just kind of change the color a little bit, so it doesn't look quite as yellow. But it's going to look different than the mustard, number one. The yellow will look different than the mustard, and it'll also look different than the brown of the cow. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. So next I just need to die cut him out and figure out how I'm going to put him on a card. Okay, I'm going to just line this right up outside of my little cow image. Okay, and then we'll run that through my die cutting machine. And how cute is that? Oh my goodness, love, love, love this. I went ahead and stamped and die cut out a couple of the sentiments. Don't know for sure which one I'm going to use. And I decided to try something I haven't done in a long time, and that is try die cutting foam with my dies to go behind my sentiment. And this is some Derice foam. It has adhesive and release paper on one side, so I went ahead and I die cut basically blades down on the paper side, hoping it would do a better job of cutting, and it looks like it did. I did go ahead and run it through a few times just to be on the safe side, and I'm going to put some art glitter glue on the sticky side to give me a little bit of wiggle room when adhering that down. Plus, I don't really remember, it's been a while, like I said, how well it adheres for that foam. I think it does pretty well, but I want to make sure that it is right up. So now I'm going to have myself a little, basically a little puffy sticker kind of thing. I do have to put adhesive on the back before putting it down, but that's going to add that little tiny bit of dimension, about as much as about, I don't know, 3 or 4 pieces of heavyweight cardstock. I'm going to do this for both of these, so I can put them on a couple of different cards, or I can put them on the same one, who knows. So I decided I'm going to use some powdered paper for my background, and I picked a page that has different design on both sides, which I think is cool. And what I'm going to do, I think, is kind of do an inlay. So kind of do like that. That's the plan anyway. I cut out that same diamond shape from some foam, the same that I used for the sentiments, and I'm going to add it to the back of my panel, and then have this kind of recessed. I don't have the top and bottom pretty much cut yet, and the reason for that is I want to make sure that it lines up exactly with the edge of my panel. So let's go ahead and add this. Would help if I had my microphone actually at my mouth, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding this down. This end is a little shorter, so I'm going to do that one first. And I'm going to add some liquid adhesive to give me a little bit of wiggle room. So I want yellow side down because I want this to be behind my little cow. So that means it's going to have to go this way. You line it up with that center. Okay, so that is lined up for that end. And now I can cut off this excess here. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of this. I'm just going to pull the release paper out and press my card down. So next what I'm going to do is I'm taking a card base. This one is just regular A2 size. It's a side fold, and I'm going to put this one down onto my card, and then I'm going to adhere this piece down in the center of that diamond. The reason I want to put this down first is so that I can make sure I get it all lined up. But before I do that, let's trim off that little bit of extra. This is also a way that you could do a shallow shaker card if you want. And you could use any shape dies that you want. Okay, now I'll just adhere that right down into the center. So this is, my count's not going to be right in the center. It's going to be a little bit low, but that leaves me a little bit of space to add a sentiment up at the top. So now I'm going to just add some liquid glue to the back of this diamond, and then just slide that right in. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of foam behind this guy. I think what I'm going to do is use 2 layers, just adding some glue to the back of my foam there. I'm going to add some liquid adhesive, some art glitter glue to the back of the foam sentiment here. And put that in place. Oh, he is just too cute. So I have pulled out some sequins. This batch is from a card kit from Not Too Shabby from a few months ago, and then I've got the Tinkerbell mix from, this is from Cat Scrappiness, and I'm just going to add some down. I'm not sure what I'm going to use, but I kind of want to add a little bit extra sparkle, yes, always, and a little extra brighter colors to go along with everything. So I'm going to start off with the ones from Not Too Shabby. Yeah, I think I do want a little bit more, but I think I'm going to add some of the Tinkerbell mix. So that is going to finish up this design team project for the Not Too Shabby Shop. I think that little cow is just adorable there with his little hot dog. You guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out this playlist and the hub to see all of the projects that we're making using this adorable Stampin' Die. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.